And Dalen did a pretty good job of catching a fish. It was pretty neat how he did that. But anyway, I was pretty impressed with him. He said, I'm not much of an angler. I said, well, I figured it out this morning. He caught a fish. So tonight we're going to look at the rest of this chapter. And I titled this, Peter, Do You Love Me? You. Remember, the start of this fishing trip was all wrong. They were discouraged. The world wasn't working out. And they went fishing, went back to what they once were, fishermen. And we've seen how the fishing trip didn't go well. They fished all night, throw nets in, nets out, pulling it, and not one fish. And then Jesus comes back. He's standing on the shore, and he questions them. They acknowledge him, and then they come together, they regroup. But remember, there's something that has to be addressed. Remember, does anybody remember what happened with Peter and the Lord right before the crucifixion? Denied Christ thrice. Before what was the quote? Before the day is out, thou shalt deny me thrice before the cock. Something to that effect. So Peter denied our Lord 3 times. The same Peter that pulled the sword out, cut the ear off, that said, Lord, you'll not wash my feet, you'll not serve me. And then, and the same Peter that the Lord get behind me, Satan. Because Peter said, I'm not going to let them take you to the cross. This same Peter. Now, he's not been dealt with by the Lord yet. I'm not calling this Peter goes to the woodshed. But I wasn't sure y'all's from that term. But anyway, that's got to be addressed. So the Lord's getting ready. Now, let's go back. And Dave, I told him, has anybody figured out how them fish got on that fire yet? Anybody figure that out? The story goes, the Lord told them to put nets on the other side. They caught all these fish. They bring them in, but there's already fish on the cold bread. So I said that was hush puppies. So we're not hush puppies. We're having us a meal. The Lord's feeding them. The Lord's being good to them. And there Peter is. Peter's a part of this. Peter's there. But what do you think is laying on and mine? The last time I was close to the Lord, I denied him thrice. I personally said, I don't know who he is. Not only that, what else did he do? Cussed. He said, I don't know what they talking about. I don't know who he is. I mean, that's Peter. See how the fisherman's coming out again? The sailor. So that was the last thing, and then the Lord was crucified. And now he's on the shore, and they're having a fish dinner, fish and hush puppies, and look it up. Because now they've dined, Peter's been fed, he wasn't excluded. The Lord didn't say, hey, Peter, remember you denied me, get away from us. That did not happen. But he is waiting. Because God don't overlook our sin, my sin, or your sin. God is with all of us as his children. And just like when you were little and you were told to do something and you didn't do it, what happened? Have you went to the woodshed? Dave, you're the only bad person in the bunch, I guess. How many of you ever got your butt tore up for not doing what you were told? There we go. Now you got some friends amongst us. I had to raise both my hands. I got more trouble than I want to admit. But anyway, so let's pick up 15. So when they dined, Jesus saith unto Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs. So right now we're a wonderful meal, and as we sit around the table, so to speak, or sit around the campfire. Oh, wait a minute. Remember campfires? Was he denied the Lord? Was he not near some coals? Amazing, ain't it? And how many times he denied the Lord? 3 times. And we'll see here, same question, 3 times. Do you reckon that's just mere coincidence? Do you think Peter was going, why has he asked me the same question? The Lord's remembering I denied him 3 times. Maybe that's what this is about. But let's keep on reading. So he's asking him, he said, Lovest thou me more than Peter was before? Well, Lord, I'll not let nobody take you. I'll stand up and fight for you. He was like, I'll never you. I'll be by your side. He was always boisterous and always mouthy, always the first to say, I'll do it better than anybody else. Listen to how he's responding. Ask him, he said, Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou more? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He say he loved him more than the rest of the disciples. Notice the difference in how Peter was responding. Let me back up and just mention, remember, Peter said, I go a fishing, and the rest of them say, well, we're going to go with you. Now, Peter don't want to be that. Peter don't want to be that one. He's like, Lord, you know I love you. It don't matter if I love you more than these. Let's not go there. So we see Peter's kind of, it's on his mind. He knows it ain't right. He knows it hadn't been dealt with. So verse 16. Well, the Lord tells him, he said, Thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, Feed. Now, lambs, the yearlings, the little ones, God just told him, said, hey, I want you to feed my little sheep. I want you to tend to them. Watch over them. So let's see what happens. Verse 16. He saith to him again, the second time, Simon, son thou me? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my sheep. God's letting him know. He's allowing him a little more privilege now. He said, you started out, I trust you with my lambs. Now I'm trusting you with my sheep. In verse number 17, saith him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter agreed. He said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that. Jesus saith unto him, Feed my sheep. Verily, verily, I say unto thee, when thou wast young, thou girdest thyself and walkest where thou wouldest. But when thou shalt be old, thou shalt stretch forth thy hands and carry. Oh, let me go back. Thy hands, and another shall gird thee and carry thee whither thou wouldest not. This spake he, signifying by what he did glorify God. And when he had spoken this, he saith unto him, Follow me. This question and answer session is going on and on. First of all, he asks him if he loves him. And then he tells him to feed the lambs. Then he tells him to feed the sheep. Then he tells him to feed the sheep. But then he tells him how he's going to suffer and die for the cause of Christ. And he asks him, are you going to follow me? Are you going to follow me? Are you gonna... Then Peter, turning about, seeth the disciple whom Jesus loved following. Who would that be? Whose gospel, whose book we're reading? John. He looks around, so Peter's known for this throughout the Bible. Somebody tell me Peter took his eyes off the Lord and what happened to him? He sank like a rock. He was the only. Now we give him a hard time for that. But Peter said, Lord, if that's thee, bid me come to thee. And Peter jumps out onto the water and starts walking. But and the wind was whipping around. He took his eyes off of God and started to sink like a rock. This verse right here, what does he do? You're talking about, seeth the disciple whom Jesus loved, following. He's looking around. He's